What's up, fight fans? Welcome to Mr. Mustache MMA News. Today, I want to discuss this Saturday's co-main event, but before we get into it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly and help the channel grow. All right, guys, getting right into it, we got Robert Whittaker taking on Paulo Costa this Saturday, UFC 298, in the co-main event, in a very high-stakes matchup where Robert Whittaker kind of has his back against the wall, coming off of his finished loss to Dricus du Plessis in a title eliminator match where now Dricus is the champion after defeating Sean Strickland since then. But now you got Robert, who's kind of in a peculiar position because before that fight, he was like the de facto number one contender. You know, if it wasn't for Israel Adesanya, he'd definitely be the champ. A very similar situation with Volkanovski and Holloway, where like you just have like the best two in the world, where Holloway couldn't really get past Volkanovski, whereas Whittaker couldn't really get past Adesanya, and then you have the rest of the whole division, right? Like they both cleaned the division basically 2 times over. Whittaker beating Marvin Vettori, Kelvin Gastelum, Jared Cannonier, Darren Till, Yoel Romero twice, Derek Brunson, Jacare Souza. His resume, I mean, he's a future Hall of Famer in his own right. His only blemishes, Dricus du Plessis, Israel Adesanya, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Times he struggled are against like sniping strikers, powerful strikers, guys who are able to match his pressure, his athleticism. That's kind of where he's been able to struggle. And then you got a guy like Paulo Costa, right? The eraser, a powerhouse, just like somewhat of a boogeyman of the division, but it hasn't been very active since his title fight loss to Izzy back at UFC 253 back in 2020. I mean, he's only fought twice since then. His losing effort to Marvin Vettori and his win against Luke Rockhold back at UFC 278. Costa, who has all the talent in the world, black belt in jiu-jitsu, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, phenomenal striker, insane power, explosiveness, athleticism, a freak for the weight class, but just like his head just doesn't seem to be fully there, right? He's good enough to keep himself relevant even though he doesn't fight so well, because everybody knows how legit he really is. There was the whole thing with him and Hamzat before, but this is why I like this fight, you know. And I'm still nervous that the fight might like not even happen. It's Tuesday, 10 p.m. But like, I love this fight because like Costa, who has the ability, because where Robert struggles with power strikers, you know, if Paulo can find the mark with Robert, he definitely has ability to put him out. But Robert, who I think has the advantage in the striking, the speed, like the technique, I think he's going to have the advantage in the grappling and the wrestling. But when it comes to strength, explosiveness, one-touch knockout power, I think Paulo Costa definitely is going to have the advantage there. And Robert definitely puts himself in a lot of positions to get caught. Izzy Adesanya, like he's not afraid to stand there and trade, but I think that his speed, he's going to be able to get in and out. And I think that with this being 3 rounds 2 rather than 5-round fight, I think can go to Robert's advantage as well. And Paulo sometimes doesn't seem to stay focused within the fights as well, where I can see Robert kind of capitalizing on those moments and scoring points where Paulo likes to taunt a little bit, where I don't really see Whittaker playing into that game, where, I mean, if I see Paulo leaving openings, I see Whittaker trying to capitalize on those. But on the flip side, Paulo's very legit, and if he shows up on this fight like he did against Uriah Hall, like he did against Yoel Romero, I think that we can get a recipe for success there. But the direction that he went against Luke Rockhold, I mean, that was a sloppy fight where he fought a guy who everybody thought really just shouldn't have been there in the first place and struggled. The fight with Marvin Vettori, where it seemed like he just didn't take it seriously at all. He let himself get hit so much and he showed no defense, no fight IQ, right? And I think that he's a guy who has fight IQ. He just throws it out the window when they're like, all right, fight. So I'm a little curious how it's going to play out. I'm excited for the fight. I love the fight. But sometimes, I don't know, man, Paulo he just doesn't seem to have his head in it all the time. And that's where my biggest struggle, because I think that he is such a gifted athlete and gifted fighter, but in the last 4 years, he hasn't utilized it so well. And I don't think he's taken it seriously. And I think there's a lot of self-sabotage involved with his career. So by that standard, I think I got Robert Whittaker, and I think I got him by decision, or I think maybe second or third round TKO. Who knows? Guys, let me know in the comment section what you guys think. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this fight. Do you guys think Robert Whittaker is going to take it? Or do you guys think that Paulo Costa, the Eraser, is back? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section. And guys, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly and help the channel grow. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Mr. Mustache, MMA News out. Let's fucking go, fight fans.